What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the Royally Unapologetic podcast, where we're talking all about building brands that make people pleasers clutch their pearls and dream clients say, oh, hell yes, take my money. Let's get into it. All right, so the year of our Lord 2025 was my second year in business. And in my second year, I have more than doubled my revenue from year one. I quadrupled my take home pay, and I signed my entire annual revenue from 2024 in the first 2 months of 2025. And you best believe I'll be doing that again. And in today's episode, I'm going to be showing you exactly why I can have the confidence going into 2026 that I'm going to be able to repeat this, even though the goals are much bigger and the stakes are much higher. So, without further ado, let's get into the tea. So, going into 2026, I first want to kind of like do a little rewind and recap. There have been a number of things that I have done in 2025 to set myself up for success in 2026. So, going into 2026, I essentially have an offer for everyone, whether you are a newer business owner looking for free and low ticket resources that actually impact your business. These are all going to be on the resource hub on my website. Most of them are there already. If you're curious, go ahead and look. And total side note, I say actually impact your business because I remember so vividly seeing a coach creating content online talking about how she was going to show her exact framework for reaching 10K months in this freebie. And of course, like baby business owner me wanted 10K months. So I opted in. And I shit you not, this is the worst freebie I have ever seen to this day. And I'll be real, I've seen a lot of garbage freebies. And her framework, quote unquote framework, was literally have an offer, post on social media, grow your business. Like literally verbatim. And I'm not even joking when I say that it is literally the most disappointing freebie I have ever seen in my life. And it is because of that. Let's actually rewind that a second. I literally immediately unsubscribed from her email list because I know it's a freebie's immediately. And I immediately unsubscribed from her email list because a freebie is meant to grow the email list. So you can do email marketing. Immediately unsubscribed. I unfollowed her, and she had actually DM'd me and asked me how I was liking the freebie. And I don't believe I ever responded. And because I literally had nothing nice to say, I had nothing good to say. It was that bad. And it's because of that little experience that I take really intentional care to make sure that any of my freebies or my low ticket items are going to be things that actually make a difference. So I have something for the new business owners. I have something for the newer, but the growing business owner with my brand building and marketing school, the Rebel Academy, which is formerly known as High Voltage. And that's really where they can learn how to build the ride or die community through the 6 key concepts of energy and convert said community with quality marketing. And I apologize in advance if you guys can hear my dog click-clacking in the background. I have hardwood floors and she's refusing to lay down right now. So I also have a template shop launching in 2026. So these business owners that are growing through each one of my offers can also get in and have an effective website template that is actually infused with strategy, not just something that's cute, because that is something that is often missing from templates. I have growth consulting for the women who have finally reached that point where they are transitioning from a one-woman show to an agency. Maybe they're making their first hire. They're looking to introduce new offers and expand their offer suite. Maybe they're expanding their marketing ecosystem, introducing passive income, and really just optimizing their business for scalability as they are trying to step more into a consultant role, acting as the CEO, or really just moving into more of their area of genius rather than being the person wearing all of the hats. And of course, I have web design and branding, which is what I am most well known for. I've cut it out because I've edited this episode, but you guys, I literally struggled to say the word known like 847 times. It was like I was Australian, and I can't even do that on command. So I don't understand how that happened, but I have web design and branding, and even inside that container, I have single page offers, which are a little bit more cost effective. I have the multi-pagers, and those are really built to support the growth, the long-term growth, the refinement, the expansion of these women who know who the fuck they are. They have this ultimate passion for what they've been put on this earth to do. They're doing the damn thing. They want to refine who they're bringing into their containers because they're no longer interested in working with the masses. They want to expand into more public opportunities like speaking or being on podcasts. And they're overall looking to amplify their voice and their impact. And as you look at my offer suite, you see that people are able to move from the very beginning all the way through to the end on their business journey. So that's thing number one. Thing number two is technically part of that, and that is the introduction of passive income. So I have that through the Rebel Academy and my template shop. Those are both passive offers that require very little time from me because I have a cap on how much I am able to do in my one-to-one offers. And so like I can only take on like 5 growth consulting clients at once. And if I'm at capacity with my growth consulting clients, I can only take on like 2 website in a week projects per month. And that is actually like my optimal schedule for 2026, which I'm so excited about. I have it all planned out. It's going to be so good. But that means that as I'm getting fully booked, I can only make so much money in a year if I'm doing that one-to-one work. And if I want to go beyond my own cap, passive income is part of that strategy for me. So that's a really big piece that I'm introducing in 2026. And of course, you heard me talk about this in a previous episode where we covered some of the strategies I'm using to double my monthly recurring revenue. And that is passive marketing. I am supporting those passive offers with passive marketing, which basically means I have funnels for days and a really good, like sticky marketing web behind the scenes. Additionally, I am expanding my marketing ecosystem. So I'm getting more active on Threads. I just started posting on TikTok, which is super exciting. I have this podcast. I also just started posting on LinkedIn, which is also super exciting, but a little bit daunting. I'm going to be real. I've gotten back into my email marketing game. I literally like wrote more emails in like 2 weeks than I did in like 6 months. It's actually wild. I have like so much of next year's emails already planned, which I might even have to like up my output because they're so much fun for me and I have so many good things to say. But anyway, back on the email marketing game. I am introducing a blog. I am posting on YouTube. This podcast is going to YouTube. I started recording it on my laptop. We'll get better quality video here soon. But for now, this is what we've got. But anyway, I also want to guest speak on more podcasts this year. I want to do some in-person speaking engagements. And overall, I am expanding my reach. I'm expanding my marketing so that I can have more access to different opportunities. So overall, in terms of my business strategy, my business is set up really fucking well. My business infrastructure is on point. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you see me drinking, this is not pee. This this is like a peach mango drink. It's quite lovely. I have a really hard time drinking non-flavored water, so I have to have a flavoring like all the time. Does anybody else have that problem? Anyway, back to the task on hand. The business is Gucci, right? The thing is, business is not everything. It's not the only thing. The other really big piece that I am focusing on going into 2026 is mindset and identity alignment, which is a huge factor in your success. It has such a big impact on your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind runs about 95% of your life. So I did a little identity audit on myself just a couple days ago, and I really encourage you to do this too. So if you want to, hit pause, get out a pen and paper, and come back. I'm going to give you a second. Hit pause. Go do that. So get out your pen and paper, and on one side of the page, I want you to write down the thing that you want to achieve, but list it as like blank goal me. So it would be like 50K months me. And then on the other side of the page, I want you to write current me, like literally draw a line down the center of your page, split the two, and then have current me on one side, 50K me, or whatever it is on the other side. 10K me, 5K, 50K, 500K, I don't care. Me. And then I want you to list off anything you can think of in how that goal version of you, that bigger, better, bolder version of you, how would she think, act, make decisions, you name it. Compare it then to how you do those things now as current you. So, how are they managing their finances? How are you currently managing your finances? If you were shopping as that version of you, how would you make a decision on something that you want to buy versus how do you make that decision now? How do you think about clients now versus how would that version of you think about clients? Are there different standards that they hold that you don't currently hold? Then, when you're done making this list, I want you to make an action plan. So go through every single item on that list. And if you do not currently align with the goal version of you as your current self, make a plan for how you can start embodying that now. So let me give you an example because this was really impactful for me. Let's say at 50K months, you'd be donating like $5,000 a month to charity. How can you embody that action now? So this does not mean that you need to go out and start donating $5,000 a month if you're only at 10K months. It's about finding a comparable solution for an action that you can take now. So can you start donating $1,000 a month? Yes? No? Great. If you can, take that action, start doing it so that you can embody the version of you who's doing $5,000 a month. But let's just say, for the sake of the argument, that you have very, very little wiggle room. Literally set aside a fraction of a percent, like 0.1% of your income, and mark a time on your calendar to go spend that 0.1% on doing something charitable. Literally, like, go buy somebody coffee, give it to somebody that you see on the street, buy a fucking McChicken for somebody experiencing homelessness. But hold yourself accountable to actually spending it on somebody that isn't you. And that's something that I kind of like caught myself doing when I was doing this audit. I was like, okay, this bigger, bolder version of me, like, she's going to be generous. Like, she's awesome. She's giving out money. She's circulating wealth. She's helping others, blah, blah, blah. And I currently carve out a part of my income to donate. Except that's as far as it goes. I wasn't actually doing anything with that money. It was literally just sitting in an account because I was like, oh, I need to donate this money. Maybe I'll donate it to this. Maybe I'll donate it to that. And I never like fully followed through, but I didn't do a whole lot with it. So it just like sat there. And now I have it put into my calendar. Specific days of the month that I am required to go spend that money on somebody that isn't me. If I am getting coffee with a friend, maybe I'll pay for my person's coffee. If I'm getting coffee through a drive-through, maybe I'll pay for somebody behind me. If I see somebody on the street, maybe I'll give them whatever I have in that account at the time. Or if it's a larger amount, I can donate that to causes that I already know about. But I have to spend at least a portion of that money on those days, because that is the action that is aligned with the future version of me. She donates. She is generous, which means that I need to take action as well, but in a comparable form to where I am now. And I really want to take a second to talk on this note of generosity specifically, because this was really like mind shifting for me. One thing that I want you to remember, if you are in a place financially where it feels like you have to clutch to every penny possible, because I know that this has been a wild and in some cases a very unfortunate year for many people. And I want you to remember this statement. Generosity is the proof of faith. If you're saying I'm manifesting 10K months, 50K months, 500K months, because ultimately the numbers are relative, your expenses could be really, really drastic. If you're at you're scaling to 500K months, but you have all these expenses, it might feel like you're pinching pennies even at that amount of income. So remember, the numbers are just relative. But if you're claiming that you're manifesting such and such goal, but you are hanging on to every single penny that comes to you, you are not acting in faith that that's going to come back to you. You're not embodying the state of the person who already has it, which is literally manifestation 101. But By exercising generosity and being willing to release that money for the sake of somebody else, again, somebody else, that generosity, that is an act of trust that it's all going to come back to you. It's all going to return multiplied. So remember, generosity is proof of faith. Anyway, I had to go on that little tangent. I know this is not a manifestation podcast, but I am a big manifesting person. I'm a big prayer person. And that was like a little nugget that really impacted me, especially on my financial journey and my entrepreneurship journey. But this is ultimately what is allowing me to go into 2026 with the certainty that I can repeat the same shit from 2025. Increase impact and increase income. Because I have the systems, the funnels, the strategies in my business, and the identity alignment of my goal self going into 2026. And if you're like, dope, I can do the self identity, the goal self stuff. But if your business is still lacking the scalable business infrastructure, I'm going to just call you out and say the CEO Growth Lab is perfect for you for 2026. Inside, you're going to get the highly, highly customized support that you need to map, track, and implement a custom growth plan that aligns with the greatest vision of your business. You can either DM me on Instagram and I'll answer any questions you have, but I will drop the link in the show notes so you can peruse that if you'd like. But at the time of this recording, there's only one beta spot left, and that will kick off in January. So if that's like scaling your business, growing to an agency, shifting from a one-woman show to a multi-person gig is on your docket for 2026, check out the CEO Growth Lab. Anyway, all that aside, if you guys like this episode, please rate and review the show, share it with a business bestie, tag me on Instagram. I want to know where I am in your day. Share it with people so that we can spread the love and the impacts and get this into the hands of more people. As always, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys in the next one, which will be in the new year. I am so excited for you. 2026 is going to be fucking dope. I'll see you guys in the next one.